Hi, this is Jeffrey Rhoades from experimentalhomesteader.com, and before I begin I wanted to say we did receive this item for free or at a reduced price for our honest opinions. All opinions are our own. And what I have tonight is a home testing digital TDS meter and pH meter combo set. Okay, this is the TDS meter, okay, right here. Comes in a nice little leather case, and I'll come back to it because I'm going to demonstrate the pH meter first, and then I'll deal with it with the TDS meter. This is the pH meter. Okay, it comes in a nice little plastic case with a little screwdriver that keeps moving on me. It comes with a package of pH 4 solution and a packet of 6.86 solution. Now I've already opened the 6.86 and put it in some distilled water. I'm not using the pH 4 tonight, just for simplicity's sake. The pH 6.86 is for calibration purposes. And what we're going to do is we're going to calibrate the meter, and then we're going to use just some tap water and see what kind of pH level we have in our tap water here. I'm also then going to use the TDS meter in that tap water. So I'm going to test, the TDS meter is for, what is it, total dissolved solids, I think is what it stands for. I'll double check that in a minute. But it's basically to see what kind of mineralization you have within your water. So this may be really interesting a little bit later. So the pH meter does come with some nice little instructions as to how to use it. This is the operation for the pH meter. This side is actually how to calibrate it. And this is what I'm going to work through. I've already actually cleaned it off using a little bit of clean distilled water and dried it off with some filter paper. And now what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. Okay, here's your electrode down here. Okay, and here's your digital readout location, and here's your on-off switch. Now in the back here is also a what they call a trimmer dial or screw. This is for calibration purposes. What we're going to do is we're going to immerse this in the 6.86 solution, and then we're going to use the screwdriver to adjust this until it actually shows on the meter 6.86 pH. Then we'll have this calibrated to 6.86. Then we'll be able to use it for whatever solution we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on. Okay. And then we are going to immerse this. Now there is a little line here. This is your maximum line, maximum immersion line. You don't want to put this any deeper than that line because this is not sealed. So if you get water up inside here, you're going to lose your meter. So we're going to sit this down in here. Okay. And we are going to gently shake the electrode a little bit. Okay, right now we are showing 6.7. Okay, so I'm going to use the screwdriver to figure out how to do this. Okay, oops. Here, let me see if I can keep my hand out of the way. I just adjusted a tiny little bit and it went to 6.9. So let's see if I can adjust it back just a hair. Oh, there's 6.6, 6.7. 6.8. Okay, so now we have our meter calibrated. Okay, put the screwdriver back. I do like that it does come with its own little screwdriver. It's very nice. Okay. Now, okay, we are going to go ahead and we are going to stick this in the tap water and see what kind of... So now we're going to put it in the tap water and we're going to see what kind of pH level our tap water has. Okay. Swish it around just a little bit. And we are already climbing up to 7.6. There's 7.7. 7.8. Are we going to get hit 8? Okay. So obviously our water is not quite neutral, because 7.0 is neutral, which is why they calibrate at 6.86, which is really close to neutral. Ours is at 7.9. So that gives us an idea of what our tap water is like. It's still not bad. It's still close to neutral, but it's a little off, a little on the high side. So, okay. Now, I'm going to set this over here. I'm going to actually put it on the filter paper and let it dry on the filter paper. Okay, so we round up at 7.9, which means it's a little bit basic. So, which actually in some ways is better than it being acidic as far as drinkability. Acidic would be more if it was along the lines heading towards like lemonade or vinegar, you know, something with a strong acid to it. Even your sodas are a little more acidic. So it's a little basic. It's not too bad. Okay, so now we're going to play with this other device. Let me turn this off. There we go. Okay, yeah, I had forgotten to turn off the pH meter. That's always a good idea, is to turn it off when not in use. Let's go ahead and peel that off of there. Okay, this is the TDS meter, and this is what it looks like. It also is going to have a maximum immersion level. You don't want to put this all the way in because, once again, these are not sealed units. And this is a water quality tester. This is the instructions. This side is in, I believe, Chinese, and then this side is the English. It is very tiny print, and it is total dissolved solids. And it's the total weight of the solids, you know, minerals, salts, or metals that are dissolved in a given volume of water, expressed in milligrams per liter or in parts per million. So, we're going to turn this on. Okay, and it is set for ppm, parts per million. And we are going to immerse this in the water. And this says to hold it in the water for about 30 to 45 seconds until it stabilizes, until it stops, you know, changing in its reading. So it doesn't seem to be moving at this moment. Swish it around just a little bit, see if we get it to... Okay. Okay, and then it says to go ahead and push the hold button hold button. And that will save that reading. Okay. So we are at 166 parts per million. Let's see. Trying to remember what else this says. It's calibrated at 342 parts per million. So we are below the calibrated level. But I'm not really sure just exactly what 166 parts per million translates into as to whether we have clean water or not. I'm guessing it's not bad if this is calibrated at 300 and something, 342. We're well below that. We're a little over half below that. So I think that kind of indicates that our water is actually fairly clear of minerals and salts and, you know, contaminants basically. And this is unfiltered water. And this meter is good for use if you have a water filtration system. You can use this to test and see how well your filtration system is working. And you know, it'll give you a better idea of you know, what's in your water, sort of, at least in general. So if you've got a very high reading, you know, you've got a lot of contaminants, you've got a lot of you know, minerals and stuff in your water, you know, your water's hard, a filtration system is probably a good idea. And so if at some point we may put in a filtration system, and we may test again using our filtered water. So these are the 2 meters that come in this kit. It's a nice little combo. So you know, you get the TDS meter, so you can measure how, you know, what kind of how many contaminants are in your water, and you have the pH meter to tell whether it's acidic or basic or neutral. So it's a good way of testing your water, especially if you have a filtration system. And I do kind of like these little, these are very nice, very handy, very simple to use. So thank you. Have a great night.